sharing and giving this presentation. Before introducing the presenters, I would like to go over some housekeeping rules and important information. For the housekeeping rules, if you do have questions during the presentation, please raise your hand if you would like to speak, or you could type your question into the chat box. I will then indicate to the presenter to address the question. The session is recorded and the presentation slides will be requested from the presenter, both of which will be uploaded onto the Moodle communities by the end of the week. A feedback survey will be sent during the session and it will be available in the chat section. We would like to request that you would fill out the survey, and this is for us to gain insights onto whether this workshop was useful and how we can improve this in the future. In addition, the survey will also provide kind words to the facilitator for their hard work. Also, it will be used for facilitators and RDCs reporting. By filling out the survey, this also ensures you receive a certificate of attendance. I'm going to introduce our first presenter, Ms. Larkin Morgan Bykees. And she is a creative and cultural consultant specializing in arts marketing, brand positioning, and business strategy. She is a previous Naledi Theatre Awards judge and a board member of Assemblage, an NGO supporting the visual arts community in Johannesburg. In 2021, she was appointed as a board member for the STAND Foundation, which is an independent, non-profit and public benefit entity which promotes and celebrates contemporary South African dance and theatre. Then in July 2022, she was appointed as a board member of the Arts and Culture Trust, one of South Africa's premier independent arts development and investment organizations. Over the past 14 years, Ms. Morgan Bykees has strategically focused on building relationships between businesses and arts while at the Business and Arts South African company as their marketing manager. She also headed up marketing for the UJ Arts and Culture for 4 years. Thereafter, in January 2022, she joined the Javet Arts Centre at the University of Pretoria as the Senior Manager for Strategic Brand and Partnerships. January 2023 saw the establishment of the Larkin Morgan Bykees Creative and Cultural Marketing Consultancy, while rejoining UJ Arts and Culture, a division of the Faculty of Art, Design and Architecture, as their Senior Marketing Manager as of March 2023. Welcome, Ms. Morgan Bykees.
Thank you so much for the warm introduction and a hearty and rainy welcome to everybody on this conversation today. I would like to just give you a little insights into the work that we do at UJ Arts and Culture. By first starting with sharing my screen, if I can, Chair, just to give you a little insights into the work that we do, a visual representation that will hopefully capture your imagination. Okay, so I'm gonna just share. Share.
Okay. Ms. Bikes, um, we cannot hear the video.
Gosh, it's just music, if that makes sense.
Okay,
Sorry
okay,
about that.
okay.
Awesome. So that apologies that you couldn't hear it, but really it was just atmospheric music to really just get you excited about the work that we do. At UJ Arts and Culture, we celebrate culture as the mechanism for transformation in society. As a division of the Faculty of Art, Design and Architecture, we produce and present world-class student and professional arts program that aligns with UJ's vision for an international university of choice anchored in Africa, dynamically shaping the future. A robust range of performing of arts platforms that offers all four UJ campuses, staff, students, and alumni, and the general public an opportunity to experience and engage with Pan-African artists and different art spectrums. In addition, our in addition to supporting the faculty, we also have what we call the UJ Art Gallery, which is a art gallery located on the APK campus, which is a dynamic platform that showcases emerging and established artists from all over the continent. Our mission is to promote artistic expression, foster critical engagement for contemporary art, and create and be a place of nurturing for the arts in Johannesburg. Over and above that, UJ Arts and Culture is also home to the globally renowned UJ Choir that continues to contribute positively to the University of Johannesburg's international profile by representing excellence in music across the country. We've got several international opportunities and events that we attend. We've also got an extensive musical catalog that is available on all streaming platforms. But what I wanted to really chat to you guys about is really our opportunities for engagement. So in the video that I shared, it really just gives you a visual representation of what takes place at the Arts Center and several other campus venues on other campuses, such as the Bunting Theatre on the Bunting Road campus. We've got a arts and culture office space and hub at the Soweto campus, as well as on the DFC campus. But really, we are positioned to create opportunities for access. Part of our drive is to ensure that both staff and students have access to the arts as a form of expression, but mostly as utilizing the arts as a tool for transformation within society. In our 2025 program, we've got an extensive array of events and activities, from Music in Africa's African Instrument Exhibition, which is taking place opening this Friday. We have artists such as Something Soweto and Dudu Plaikis, who's going to be performing at the Arts Center. We've got various exhibitions at the Fada Gallery as well. Ubuntu Threads by Kanya Mbatu also opens at the Fada Gallery. And this year we are presenting a production called The Picture of Dorian Gray in collaboration with the Market Theatre Foundation. Poetry Africa happens here at UJ. We represent the Joburg leg of Poetry Africa. Many other events, such as the Mzansi Jazz Awards, a kaleidoscope as that forms part of the 20-year celebration, where we'll see the UJ Choir perform with over 14 different primary and high school students as a way to transfer knowledge to the next generation that they will one day join the UJ choir. Our events are targeted at creating spaces where people can come and experience, and that's open to our staff and our postgrad students. We run a program called the Arts Appreciation Program, which allows people who want to experience poetry, dance, theater, visual arts, even comedy as a way to figure out what type of arts they like, what type of experiences they enjoy, and allowing them to really just bring a friend and really just engage with the work. Our arts appreciation program currently facilitates over 10,000 undergrads and postgrad students that gives them exclusive access in the form of in the form of invites, exclusive discounted tickets, or free tickets to different events and activities to allow you as a component of the UJ family to really engage, be part, and to be on campus more importantly. So this is the work that we do. We're a small little division, but we punch really high, and our drive is to really ensure that the arts in Johannesburg in particular has a platform that is anchored in the way that we do things here at UJ and represents artistic expression at its highest quality. So this is us. This is the UJ Arts and Culture. We've got many arms and many locations on our different campuses, and I hope that you take a moment to come and visit us at the Arts Center. We've got a lovely coffee shop where you can come and sit and take a couple of meetings, enjoy, some classical music in the background, and just really just find a place of peace. But our space is open to everyone, and we ask you to join us for any sort of artistic expression that you think you might enjoy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your presentation. We are now taking questions. Please indicate if you would like to ask Ms. Bakis a question, or if you don't want to chat, if you don't want to talk, you can put your question in the chat. Okay, I see that there is a question here.
Go ahead.
From Gift. Gift, you can go ahead.
Hey, everyone, my name is Gift. Okay, my question is as follows. But before I ask, let me kindly give a of my interest. Okay, I'm an LLM candidate in cybersecurity, but as an occupation, I'm a creative director of a fashion clothing brand. So I would like to ask Ms. Baki in terms of yes, I heard she said the Art Center supports FADA, which I believe is that Faculty of Arts, Design and Architecture based in APB. So what I would like to know is, let's say as a UJ non-art student, but as a UJ, someone who's part of the UJ community, since I'm an LLM candidate, I would like to know from a creative point, like how does one, let's say, partake, not necessarily as an attendee of all these events that you have just mentioned that are going to take place, but as somebody who would like to be part and parcel of the arts and culture, because I believe that fashion or clothing is also part of culture. Like how does one go about in terms of being part of that community of arts and culture, showcasing their creative work?
Excellent question. Excellent question, Gift. We are very open to cross or interdisciplinary practice. It's part of the work that we do with our creative output and artists in residence, a program that we use, that we have that facilitates interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary practice. So we have a lot of artists that are practitioners in the industry that form part of our artist in residency program, which allows you to set up or create a body of artistic work to put on, whether it be a fashion show, a collection of work. These are definitely moments that we engage with. We do plan partnerships about a year in advance. Due to timing, budgetary constraints, etc., etc. So if you have a proposal that you'd like to send us, please drop me an email. I will push it over to my team. We will have a look at it. And if it aligns with the work that we're doing and there's a space for it, we will definitely engage or at least give feedback and maybe connect you with somebody in the industry who we think might be more appropriate. Hope that helps, Gift.
Thank you so much. It does help.
I look forward to your call.
Definitely so. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gift. Are there any other questions or queries? Anything you unsure about? Okay. I would just like to direct your attention to the chat. Please note that we've uploaded our feedback survey, and if you get a chance, please fill that out. We are now moving on to our second presenter for the day, which is Ms. Fahiti, and she studied at the Rand Afrikaans University and at the University of Johannesburg, where she was a strong athlete in her day. Her passion for sport and people has shaped her career, leading her to her current role as the events manager at UJ Sport. With the years of experience in organizing and managing sporting events, she plays a key role in creating opportunities for student athletes and ensuring that sport remains an integral part of the UJ experience. Her dedication to fostering a vibrant sporting culture has made her an invaluable part of the university community. I would like to welcome Ms. Fahiti.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for that introduction and the opportunity to talk to you today. I'm going to be going through my presentation. I'm going to share with you, I'm going to have the exact same problem with the no sound with the video, but it's not a train smash. As you'll see, it's just to give you an indication of what our events look like. So I'm going to move straight into it yes.
Sorry, Ms. Fahiti. We have received the video and we would play it from our side if that's okay with you.
That's absolutely perfect. So do you want me to share the presentation until it gets to that screen? Then I'll ask you to share and then you can change back to mine again?
Yes, perfect.
You're good. Fabulous. Thank you ever so much. So yes, I do have to say, just to start, I'm never a big fan of going after the Art Centre because they have such incredible work and do such incredible work there. So I really do have to commend them on everything that they achieved down at the incredible Art Centre, and would like to encourage you, as she said, to go down, give them a visit, and go and check out what's happening. But moving on to sport, which is what I'm here for, I just wanted to introduce who we are at UJ Sport and give you our vision is shaping African university sport through excellence, honor, and victory. And our mission is to educate, empower, and encourage participation in university sport. Now, what that means at the end of the day is we're a little bit of something to pretty much everyone. And as you'll see here, what areas are we looking at? We've got, obviously, we're part of participation. You've all seen the University of Johannesburg, or I hope you've seen the University of Johannesburg teams on television participating in the high performance sports. That would be your varsity cups, that would be your varsity netball, that would be your varsity football, etc. Then you've obviously also got your competitive arena where you've got teams that you're not necessarily seeing on TV, but you are seeing participating. Then you've also obviously got your social teams, which is someone like me. I'm not a big fan of being the best of the best anymore, but I still like to participate in things, keep myself healthy and fit as much as possible. So that's obviously part of the elements that we at UJ Sport like to make sure that we are touching all the elements across the board. Then obviously you've got people who really don't want to play sport in any way, shape or form, but they are very keen to watch the sport taking place. Those would be our spectators. At our games themselves, we've got a huge amount of volunteers that do job shadowing, as well as just volunteering and assisting us for the games. You've got your supporters. Those are generally the diehard supporters who are following us around the country from sport to sport, from event to event. And then obviously you've got your health and fitness. That's everything that I'm going to be going through. Don't worry, I know it sounds like a lot, but it's going to be a really quick presentation for everybody. Throughout the presentation, you'll see I'm going to be giving you details. There's also going to be the details or contact details of the managers should you wish to speak directly to them to find out more about the sporting codes. And if you need any of that information, I can also obviously just leave the information in the chat section. So from a club's perspective, at UJ, we have got a number of various clubs. We've got the athletics club, basketball, we've got the chess club, we've got the cricket club, we've got the e-sport club, football, hockey, netball, rowing, rugby, as well as the SSD. SSD stands for Sports for Students with Disabilities. Now, I know you're very likely going to ask, it's a question we get a lot, why don't we have gymnastics or why don't we have tennis? Unfortunately, from a budgetary perspective, we are not able to cater to absolutely everybody. So we focus on the same team or the same sporting codes that the country has a focus on, and that's why these ones specifically have been chosen. So from a trials perspective, you'll see a lot of those dates are already gone. If anybody was keen to participate at any of the trials are already gone, but you still are able to contact the managers directly. Tell them that you are interested in trying out for the team. Now, from a team's perspective, and we get this question a lot as well, is it only a student team or do you have staff teams? Are there postgrad teams? From a team's perspective, a lot of our clubs, like our netball club, it's an open club, which means you can join whether you are a UJ student or whether you are older than that and you just want to sort of play around and still be fit and healthy in the leagues, but not necessarily in the first team. So each club is different, and that's why I would encourage you to speak directly to the manager of the club that you are interested in, and they'll be able to give you more information on that. Then, as I said, we have got the contact details for each of the various clubs, and they will have all of the information. When joining a club, there is a joining fee, but again, I didn't put that slide in here because of the fact that each of the sporting codes has a different criteria, and the managers would be more in tune with what that is. So should you wish to join any of those clubs, you are most welcome to contact the club managers themselves, and they will be able to give you more information. These details are also on the UJ website, as well as our Facebook pages and on our Instagram pages. So feel free to visit any of those if you don't get them in this presentation now. If we can change over to that video quickly, I just want to give you a little bit of an inside scoop on what our events are like. I would very much appreciate it.
Okay, we're going to change over on our side.
Thank you.
Can you ask them if they can see my screen? Can they see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Hi, Lawrence. We can see the PowerPoint, not the full screen. Now we can see the full screen.
You see the full screen now?
Yeah.
Can you hear it? Right?
Con los terroristas.
Do the Harlem Shake.
Yes, so I'm gonna
Thank
stop
you ever so
sharing.
much for sharing. Appreciate that.
Welcome.
So that, ladies and gents, is just a little bit of a sneak preview as to what our events are all about. As you can see, they are loads of fun. There we go. I'm just moving on to the next slide so we don't play the next one. I'm just sharing my screen again. There we go. So yes, our events that take place throughout the year at UJ Sport, there are many of them, but just like they say, you miss them, you miss out. So from an events perspective, or the events calendar for the 2025 year, we have got Varsity Cup, which our first game took place this last Monday. And even in that treacherous weather, which is pretty much the same kind of weather as we're having today, we had an incredible turnout from the students and some fantastic support. So that was the Varsity Cup game that we played on the 17th of Feb. We're also playing against Marties as well as UCT, and the University of Forte women's team is going to be playing against us here on home soil. And we like to make sure that we support with the full Orange Army as our backing. We've also got varsity netball taking place. We've got the Future Walk taking place, which is obviously, it's 2 events, one in May and one in September. That's literally just 10 kilometer, 5 kilometer and 2 kilometer, just to keep the health and fitness up. We've got varsity netball, which is an incredible televised event on SuperSport that our women are doing phenomenally well in, that we like to support. We've got the UJ Golf Day, which is also happening this year. We've got the varsity football for men and women. We've got various leagues that take place throughout the year. So there's a lot happening on the UJ Sport calendar. And as you can see down at the bottom there, we're just saying keep an eye on the UJ Sport social media calendar. UJ Instagram pages and Facebook pages, so that you can get more information on what's happening, when, and what the story is. Then there's obviously also the internal league. As I said, there is a more social league versus the highly competitive one. Please don't tell anyone from internal league that I called theirs social. They work very hard at it, and it is a lot of work. But if you, like I say, if you don't want to get involved at the top level, there are 2nd and 3rd tier levels that you can get involved in. So you'll also see there that you've got your staff netball and your staff football. For those of you that thought us oldies couldn't play, little did you know. Then for those that really aren't interested in the sports side of things, but they really are very interested or still interested in the health and wellness aspect of things, we have got on all 4 campuses, we have got our UJ Sport gyms, and they are, they're all situated in different places. Soweto, it's at the Sports Center. DFC, it is above the Student Center. APB, it is at the Biokinetics Center as you go into campus. And APK, it's right here by my office at the top of C parking. Our gyms are phenomenal venues. You are paying less at the UJ gyms than you would at the likes of your Virgin Actives or Planet Fitnesses. There is no joining fee, unlike a lot of the other gyms around the country, but there is the month-to-month subscription. And if you go and visit our gyms, as you can see there, we've got phenomenal staff. They will be able to assist you and give you more information on the what, where, why, hows. They do say there's no point in waiting for tomorrow. Let's get it done today. So please do feel free to visit the gyms. They'd love to give you more information. And I'm sure they can convince you a whole lot better than I can to join them. And as we say, a healthy body creates a healthy mind. Right, then UJ Sport has got an app. It's on the App Store. Feel free to download it. Again, it gives you some information, a little bit of insight, specifically on our athletes like Mr. Cheswell Johnson over there. Cheswell was one of our, is one of our athletes who was an Olympic athlete. I think he's been to the last 2 Olympics, if I'm not mistaken. And it just gives you a little bit more insight into our athletes so that you're in the know about who's in the UJ teams at this stage. Then from a social media perspective, Please follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram. That's where you're going to get all of your information, when the events are, what specials are happening at the time, any information that you need to know. And that's pretty much it at the end of the day. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit about UJ Sport. And we hope to see you guys either in the gym or on the track or on the field watching those games with us. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for your presentation. We are now taking questions. If anybody has a question, please raise your hand or type in the chat. Anybody?
Looks like I must have answered all the questions right from the beginning.
Yes. I just wanted to ask, did UJ used to have a volleyball team or not at all?
Very good question. You obviously know your history. We did used to have a beach volleyball team, ironically enough, quite a while ago. I mean, I'd say that's probably going back close on 10 years ago, because it was part of the contractual agreement that we had with Varsity Sport at the time. They were trying to see if we could get beach volleyball going. Obviously, it's a lot harder for us universities from an inland perspective to have them. Unfortunately, the participation wasn't where it needed to be, and that club stopped existing probably about 6 or 8 years ago. So we did have one, but we no longer do.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
If I could just mention, I've seen that somebody has posted on the group chat the
Yes.
joining fee for athletics. If I could once again ask, thank you for the question. If I could ask that you contact the athletics manager directly. It depends, the joining fee is dependent on what aspect you're going to be joining. Are you going to be an athlete for the entire year? Are you going to be participating just with UJ's name? Are you a distance runner? Are you track and field? So there's different elements that I don't have the ins and outs for, and I would need the athletics manager. His name is Roger Haitengi, to answer you directly. So if you could contact him directly, he would be able to give you all of that information.
Okay. Thank you so much. Last chance. Anybody? Any other questions?
Good afternoon. I just wanted to ask, with regards to the staff, internal league, football, how do one go about joining that? Do you have to form a team, or are there already teams in place, for the league?
I like where you're going with this, Lawrence. I can tell you're going to be fast. At the moment they are still working out their recruitment plan. I think basically what they've been doing, I know it's staff day, at the last staff day they were actually doing talent identification. You know, the netball and the football that we play on the fields, they were picking up a couple of people there saying, you look great, let's try you out for the team. But the senior director has asked us just to put everything into a circular and send it out, so that people are aware of when the trials are, where the trials are, and how the whole process is going to take place. So if you can be patient and wait for that, I'll make sure it gets sent directly to you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for attending. I would like to express our appreciation and gratitude to both facilitators and students for availing themselves this afternoon, also for your hard work and effort, and thank you for supporting the RCD unit.
Thank you so much.
Thanks again.
Okay, if there are no further questions, I will now be ending the session, and everybody have a pleasant afternoon further.